Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday and it's time for our mystery card craft along. I hope everyone's having a happy Saturday. For my friends in the US, happy Friday night. I hope that there's going to be a few people come on. And so, good morning, Glenda. Nice to see you. I hope you're having a good morning. We'll just wait for a couple more people to come on, and there's someone else watching that I can't see who they are. Okay, whoops. Okay, so we won't be too long before we start. And I'm really excited about this card that we're making today. It's really fun. I hope the lighting's okay. I've had to move to a different spot and not be in the kitchen at the moment. So hopefully where everyone can see and it's not too dark. So I've already given everybody their first clue, which is to get their supplies. And, good morning, Jen. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday morning. Okay. It's a bit grey and cloudy today for those of you who aren't in Brisbane. But I think it's still going to be a nice day. All right. So we've got our first clue, which was you need a sentiment stamp, which is about 2 inches long, not quite that long, and about 1 1/4 inch wide. It'll depend on your ribbon, how wide your sentiment is. You need a stamp set of your choice. I'm using the little Delight stamp set. Oh, you're on a boat. Oh, at Tipplers. Oh, how lucky you, Jan. Oh. Although I hope it's not windy. There's a bit of a breeze here. I'm not good on boats if it's windy. Anyway, I'm using the little Delight stamp sets because it's got nice little stamps. You can use bigger ones. You can use flowers. Use whatever you have. The next thing that you need is your coloured cardstock base. So this is just a little bit under half a A4 sheet, and I've just folded it in half. Okay. You'll need, there's no wind. Oh, that's good, Jan. You'll also need 2 pieces of white or cream. I'm using shimmery white today, so it's not a brilliant white. And these pieces are 5.5 inches by 3 3/4. And then we've got a scrap. Now you'll need a piece of ribbon, which is about 5 inches long. Okay. And then you'll need, that piece of scrap there, that's for your sentiment, yes. You'll need your ink pads. You can use as many or as few colours as you like. I'm using 2 colours today. Then you need your adhesive, like your glue dots, your dimensionals. You might have a Seal Plus or multi-purpose glue, whatever you have. Now this is something that you will also need is your bone folder, and you might need a paper trimmer, it's up to you. If you're going to cut down the sentiment, you will need a pencil and a good white or a good soft eraser. Don't use the eraser on the bottom of your pencil because they're usually pretty nasty and they might leave marks. All right. You'll need something that's circular or a circle to draw around. So who else have we had just join us? I don't know. All right, and so I'm using, surprise, surprise, a coaster, but you might use your ribbon roll. You might even use the bottom of your hand sanitizer. You might have a die cut that you're going to use, or the thing for your glue that's probably a little bit small. Yeah, so you've got a bit of a choice of what you can use. I'm just using a coaster. If you want the next thing you'll need is you want any dies or punches to cut around your sentiment, and any bling or wink of Stella or anything that you want to decorate other than your ribbon. All right, so let's get started. So if you're stamping along at home, when you have finished stamping or finished the clue, what I need you to do is type done and the number of the clue in the comments. So it might be done 1 or done 5, or just so that I know that we're up to the same spot. And don't rush. Got plenty of time. Well, I've got all day. I don't know about anyone else, but I've got all day. And until 6 anyway, but it's not going to take that long. Okay, so let's continue on with our second clue. So the second clue, you'll need one of your Whisper White or very vanilla, basic white or vanilla or pieces. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your pencil and you're going to draw a faint circle on your cardstock. Now, I'm going to do mine out of the camera and then I will show you. So your circle will have to go off the edge. Sort of, I don't know if you can see that. I'll move it over here. Now, you can have it going this way. It's got to be on the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, so you can have it going that way if you like. You can have it going this way. However you would like to do it. It's up to you. So you do you, and I will do me. Okay. So it goes off the bottom and the right edge of your cardstock. So this is clue number 2. So when you're done, just type in the comments, done 2. And if you can't comment, that's okay. I'll give you a bit of time. So we're up to clue number 2. Okay, and you're here, Glenda, and you're done. All right. Okay. So we're up to clue number 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to begin stamping your small image stamps around the circle. So I've got my real red, and it's fine if you go above the circle, or if your stamps are larger, or if you're, like I'm only using a really little stamp, your stamp might be bigger. Okay, so just, you know the drill, when you finish stamping around the circle, just say, I'll just move this down a bit in the centre, just say in the comments, done 3. I made a big mess of mine because I had ink on my fingers. But that's okay. Luckily, it's got a magical other side. So, Jan, how long are you out on the boat for? A couple of days or the whole week? Can't see any comments at the moment. Oh. It's very difficult when you can't see comments. Okay. My red ink pad is so inky today. I think the ink pad, new ink pads change their consistency or something over time, so I'm stamping. Oh, you'll be back Monday. Oh, great. That's really good. Looking forward to seeing you when you come back, Jan. And then we've got coffee, cake and cards next Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that. And that'll be lots of fun. Okay. So how are you going, Glenda? If you're done with your stamping around the edge of the circle, just type done 3. Okay. Oh, you need to see what I've done, but it's a mystery thing. You don't have to copy. So this is mine. So, okay. So I've just stamped around the edge of over top of the pencil line. Yours will look different. So it's nothing complicated yet. Okay. Yeah, the sun's starting to come out. It's really warm this morning, and I've got all the windows closed because they're building next door, and I don't want you to hear the hammering. So, Jan, are you crafting along or are you just watching from the boat? Okay. Oh, you do need to coffee, Glenda. No, you don't. All right. We're up to the next one. Is clue number 4. Okay. So you're going to stamp your sentiment on your piece of scrap card, and this might take a little bit of time. You can stamp it and then cut it out. And you don't need to copy me stamping it, Glenda. So you might use your trimmer, you might use a die, you might use a punch. You might have your piece of cardstock the right size already, in the right shape. But when you've stamped it and you're happy with your sentiment, just, you know the drill, type done 4 in the comments. And I've done mine. I'll put mine over here. Well, the sentiment I'm using today is from a different stamp set, and it's called the Many Messages stamp set. Now, it's actually only one stamp. How good's that? And it's got matching dies. And when you cut the dies, it's one sheet of dies. So you can you can stamp once and cut out all of these messages at once. So let me show you. So it'll all line up. It won't line up on there because obviously the messages are smaller, but it all lines up. Let's see. All lines up like, I even put the back on it. Like that. There's two stamp sets that are very similar. So when you cut it out, see, it cuts all different shapes. So if you're doing a lot of cards, like my thing isn't on straight, but if you're doing a lot of cards, you're going to love that because you can stamp them and I use my Stamper Artist with that stamp because it is just easier to, if you haven't stamped properly or something, it's much easier. Okay, so everyone's done with number 4. Okay. Oh, and this is the other stamp set that goes also with the dies, and it's called Many Happenings. And so it's got like happy retirement, and so the first one's got these beautiful words. Loss is immeasurable, but so is the love left behind. I put that on a card for my friend whose mum passed away recently, and yeah, because they're pretty devastated, but it's a really nice sentiment. Okay, let's move on to clue number 5. Now, this is you're going to lay your sentiment over your stamped layer, right? And see, oops, I better not. Do not stick it down. We're not doing a sticky thing. We're just We are just looking at where the sentiment needs to go. Okay, so the sentiment is, and we're looking at whether or not there's white space. Okay, so if there are white spaces, you need to fill those spaces in with your stamps. We're not sticking this down. Do not stick it down, all right? I have to say that a million times because I know some people go ahead and they stick it down and then they can't do the next bit. Okay, so we know that that's where it needs to go. I've got a lot of white space, so I'm just going to fill that in. And I don't really want to stamp on camera because my red ink is going everywhere. Got ink all over my hands. So just fill in the spaces, and it doesn't matter if it goes under where the sentiment's going to go. Is really good actually. But some people like to draw around their sentiment. I don't think that that's necessary. I'm just gonna be happy with where it is. It's not rocket science, it's just a bit of stamping. So when you finish your stamping, you're going to go done 5, and I shall show you mine when I finish my stamping. Oops. Now I had another stamping mishap because I was rushing. So you don't need to rush. All right. Good morning, Alison. Thank you for joining us. We're doing our mystery stamp along. Now, if you're stamping at home, just put a comment in and I can go back over the clues that we have done already. And yeah, just let me know. All right. Can't see any comments again. So this is mine that I've done now. Okay. So I know my sentiments, where my sentiment's going to go. It doesn't matter, it's going to be covered up. So just when you finish your stamping, type in the comments, done 5. I know I have done this before, this particular one, and someone stamped all around the outside of the circle, which was fine too. So they didn't stamp anything in the circle, but because they interpreted the clues differently. Okay, so we're up to clue number 6. Okay, so you've got your 5-inch piece of ribbon. I'm just going to close up my ink pad for now, so I don't get any more inky. Look at that, it's all ink everywhere. Okay, and we're going to take our 5-inch piece of ribbon, right, and we're going to cut. So it's got one straight end, and it's got one end that I've cut at an angle. So we're going to cut off a 1-inch bit that, and I'll just cut it so I can show you. So you'll have, oops, 2 bits like that. Okay, so this is your 1-inch bit or thereabouts, and this is about a 4-inch length. So when you've cut that ribbon, just type in the clues, done 6. And we're keeping both pieces of ribbon. Good morning, Jody. How are you today? I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. You watch the replay. Oh, okay. Oh, say hello to Shani and give her a big hug for me. I just, yeah, I haven't spoken to her for a little while, so. But I'm looking forward to going and seeing her next year. Okay, so you've done number 6. All right. Now we're up to clue number 7. So we're going to take our white piece and we're going to layer our piece over. Now, if you have done your card that way, your layer might go, your ribbon might go over the edge, right? It's okay. We only want a little bit to tuck underneath, right? So So I'm going to put mine so it goes right on. So we're going to stick it down with some adhesive. And use my glue dots to stick it to the back. Now some demonstrators don't, when they do a mystery stamping, they don't do this at all. What you can do, we probably should do before we go any further, and I don't know where I put it in the clues, is grab your eraser and erase that pencil mark. I might have put it in the clues later on. I know I typed it, I just don't know where. So get rid of that ugly pencil mark, and then we'll stick our ribbon down. And I'll put a bit of glue behind my ribbon. Okay, so when you're done with that, just type done 7. Okay, try and get your ribbon a bit straight. Okay, got a bit of a lag here. Alright, so when you've done number 7, where's next then? We'll go move on to clue number 8 now everyone's done. Okay, so now you're going to take that 1-inch piece of ribbon that you had before, and this is where glue dots come in really handy, and you're just going to put it on an angle like that. So it looks like it's a bit of a tail, all right? And you're going to stick that down. So you might, depending on the width of your ribbon, you might have that edge up the top, or depending on the width of your sentiment, you might have it down there. I have it. I know my sentiment's not super wide, so I want it about there. Okay, and remember it's going to get covered up. I'm down to my last glue dot. Okay, the last 2 glue dots. That's quite all right. Okay, so when you've done clue number 8, just type done 8. So it's not a super hard card, it's just takes a little bit of time. So it looks like a little branch, or it might even look like a road. Okay, we're up to clue number 9 now everyone's done. Now we're going to add our sentiment layer with some dimensionals, or you can lay it down flat. It's up to you. As you know, I'm the dimensional queen, so if anyone's got shares in the manufacturer of these dimensionals, they would do really well because I use heaps of them. Okay, so I'm putting 3 on mine. Actually, I'm going to put 4 on, just because I can. All right. When you've done your clue number 9, just type done 9. Now remember what I said, when you're trying to get the paper off your dimensionals, either use your scissors to press in the center, or you take your pick tool and it just lifts the edge up. Okay. I've been using so many dimensionals in this past week that we've been finding them everywhere. Like I've found some in the garden, some in my bed, some in the fridge. Who would know why I needed some in the fridge? But anyway, so okay, so when you're done and you've stuck your sentiment down, now if you've got a longer sentiment and you need it to go against the side, that's fine. If you have got a taller sentiment, that's okay too. So you just do you. You don't have to worry about what anyone else is doing. Okay, so when you've done, put your sentiment on, just put done 9. So all the clouds are all clearing up now, so it's I'm pretty happy. We're going to a barbecue tonight, so it might be a nice evening. Okay, so now we're going to put this on the front of your card. All right. So you can put it on however you like. Make sure it's centered. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus to do that. And when you've stuck it on the front of your folded card front, just, you know the deal, type done 10. Okay. So it's coming together. It's a nice, easy step, that one. Although, sometimes I can't get the base card straight. So, all right, so everybody's done with clue number 10. That's great. All right, clue number 11. So we're going to put this card to one side for a moment and get the other piece of white that you had. I'm going to have to grab a different piece. But what you need to do is just stamp a couple of your images on that piece of white or vanilla, the same as that you used on the front. 2, 3, maybe even 1. I'll just grab my other piece of card. When you're ready, you just type done 11. So I'll go 3 3/4. I'm using my old trimmer today. And 5 1/2. Okay, so it's terrible when you have to use your backup piece and you don't have a backup for the backup piece. All right. So clue number 11, I'm just going to stamp 3 little images on mine. You can stamp them in the corner, you can stamp them along one edge, you can stamp them along the top. Oh goodness. Must say today I'm not liking my Real Red ink pad. It's very, very juicy. Look, I've got ink everywhere. Okay, so this is mine, because remember my card is like that. So once you've stamped, you're just going to pop that on the inside. Okay. And when you've done the clue number 11, just type done 11. Okay. So we've got my little cards at the top. And there is my, we've done the front. So the reason we stamp the inside of the card is because we don't like naked insides. And it's always good when you're making cards to actually have the envelopes close by that you're going to send it in, so then you can stamp the envelope as well. But I'm not going to run into my craft room and grab the envelope. I'll just leave it. I'll do that a bit later. Okay, so now we're up to the finishing touches. So if you've got any embellishments or any bling or wink of Stella, because I know that if Rhoda were here, she would be putting wink of Stella everywhere. Okay, so I've got my wink of Stella, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my card, just on the filament bits of my little lights. I could flick it on, but I don't want it to go on the back of the card. And I've got some little die cut pieces that I had cut out when I cut out the sentiments. So I've got a little star and I've got two little hearts. So I'm just going to pop them on. Just a little bit of glue. Probably need take my pick tool to get underneath it. I'm just going to pop my little star up here. I don't want to waste these little die cuts because they were stamped and they're got a couple of little hearts. Now you might have other things that you want to put on. I'll pop that little heart up there. So remember, when you're putting your embellishments on, put them in odd numbers. So you might have them in groups of, you might have 3, you might have 5. Put this one down here. Now I haven't actually made this particular card before, but I have made others. I'm going to take my pick tool with the putty end to put a couple of little rhinestones on as well. I've decided against the red rhinestones. I think it'll be a bit much red. And so when you're done, just type done 12, and then that's the end of your card. And I'll show you some other things that I made using this layout, and I think it's a nice easy layout to use. It doesn't use a lot of material. You've got an easy way to use lots of ribbon, and I've got a bit of a bulge in my ribbon, so I'm just going to take my pick tool and just flatten that out. If it doesn't flatten out, we can always just take it off, because I've got enough glue on it and I've wrecked the end of it. I'll fix that up later with my scissors. Okay. And yeah, are you still with us, Jan? No. It's all right. So we've finished that card. So let me know when you're done, Glenda, and go done 12. Our frangipani tree, well, our neighbour's frangipani tree is just blooming and it's so beautiful. All right, so you finished that one. So let me show you some of the other. This was a card that I was going to do this morning. So it's just using the flowers, and I've used a bit of masking on that, so it does take a little bit of time to do. So that's that one. Again, I did a Halloween card using the same Little Delights stamp set. So that was nice and easy, it's the same colour. Also, this is also with the Little Delights. I'll move that one down here. It's just a little simple happy birthday card, and I just used the stamping markers to colour the stamp. Right. And then I did another vertical card using this one. So it was sort of supposed to be a reef, but I think it looks okay that way. And I did this one as well. So this is using a peony set, and but I did it all in reds, and it's sort of like a non-traditional Christmas card, and I've coloured it all, hand-coloured all in with stamping blends, so it did take a while to do, and because I made a little error, I went round the edge with a smoky slate to make it look like a shadow. So we've got a few. Okay, I'll move these two. And then, now this isn't one that I particularly like. It looks a bit like a hot mess, but it's just all leaves, and I don't think you can see it properly in the camera. But I used some die cuts to fill in some spaces as well. So you can do that. And this one I quite like is the friends are like seashells. So you've got a few ideas of how you can use this technique to, these two are my favourite actually, to just make your card really simple, and yeah, and it doesn't have to be multicolours. It can be one colour, or it can be like that. It's got lots of colours. I think I use just about every yellow and orange that there are in the catalogue. So yeah, I hope you like the green one, do you? Oh, yeah, I thought it was a bit blotchy. But what you could do also is you could do it with all die cuts if you wanted to spend a bit more time. So you like this green one, was that right, Glenda? yeah, I think that, yeah, they're all very, very different, and I think that you've got a lot of flexibility. Like, I like this one because it's nice and bright, and I've got a beautiful friend who likes flowers, and when I made it, I've got glue on it. Lucky I've got an eraser to take that glue off. Yeah, when I made it, I was thinking of her, and so yeah, they're my little creations. Oh, you like the leafy one? So there's two green leafy ones, Glenda. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining in, and I hope that you'll send me a photo of what you created so I can have a look. And until we'll do another craft along next month on the first Saturday, and I'm looking forward to that one. We might do something a little bit different. We might not do a card, we might do a gift item. But yes, we'll have to wait and see. It'll be a mystery to me as well. All right, have a great day and a lovely weekend, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you soon. Okay, bye.